What's going on, YouTube? This video is talking about working at Apple Computer. I worked there for about 2.5 years. It was an amazing place to work. These are my views, my opinions. They do not reflect the company at all. This is all me 100%. All right, so here we go. There, you'll get an email back, okay? Well, if you're lucky enough, you get an email back because so many people apply. And this is specifically talking about Apple retail, not corporate, okay? But anyways, so you get an email back asking you to come to the store, most likely. Now, when you go to the store, two things are going to happen. You'll either have a one-on-one interview or you'll have a group setting interview. I'll talk about both, but right now I'm going to talk about what my perspective was I had a one-on-one interview. I interviewed 3 times, and I don't recall if it was 3 or 4, but it was 3 or 4 times with different people, and then I got the green light to get hired. Now, I worked with the company for so long that I also sat in group interviews, okay? So group interviews are, again, you'll get an email telling you to come to the store, and a whole bunch of people will come, and you'll have people sitting next to you. You know, they'll tell you, answer some questions, and these people around you are going to be so smart, so great. The people who are hiring to work at the store, they're looking for a specific type of person. Now, I can't tell you what it is, but you just have to have that something that they're looking for, and so you just have to stand out. You know, I personally do not like group interviews because I gotta outshine you, and still come across like I really want this job without being cocky, if that makes sense. So yeah. So in group interviews, here's how it goes. They'll ask you to play games. They'll ask you to talk about yourself. Kind of like a one-on-one interview, except you won't play the game part. Okay, the group interview will last maybe about an hour, I would say, or 30 minutes. It will either happen before the store opens or after the store opens. That's at least how we did it at my store I was at. When you are in one-on-one interviews and in a group interviews, I can't tell you exactly what they're going to ask you, but I can tell you in general, like kind of like a ballpark of what the questions might be, okay? So those questions might be, if you were in a circus, what position would you apply for, or what position would you work at in a circus, okay? Now, those questions are not right or wrong answers, okay? So for example, when they asked me that question, I said I would work backstage in the circus. I want to be in control of the lighting. I want to be in control of the audio. I want to tell you who's up next. That was just me because I'm like a control type person. Now, the other person they might interview might say, I want to be the ringleader. I like being the star. Or I want to sell tickets in front of the store. In front of the circus tent. You know, all those answers, there's no right or wrong. It's just trying to see what your personality is. Okay? That makes sense? Those are the type of questions that I witnessed that were asked and were asked to me. So kind of expect something around that type of thing. Again, there's no right or wrong answers. Going into your interviews, be motivated, be excited, be passionate about what you're doing. And if you're in a group interview, outshine the person next to you. Like, you really have to be a star player. You know, they want those superstar people. When I was hired, we hired people who knew so much about Apple computers. You know, I was one of those people, I knew a lot. Like, I knew what was out, what the trends were, how many gigabytes that was. Like, I knew it all. Okay, and then we hired people who knew nothing at all about what was going on. And that, to me, was great because you had a whole bunch of people who worked there that knew what's up, and you had a whole bunch of people who didn't know. So those people who didn't know, they brought a fresh new perspective to the store. You know, so kind of everything just mixed well, and I thought that was pretty cool. Because you're not walking around with people who just think they know everything. You know, you have people there who can show you new things, so that was pretty cool too. All right, so if you don't know nothing about the company, it's okay. They will teach you. So we talked about so far one-on-one interviews and how many times you have to interview for that, 3 to 4. We talked about group interviews and some of the questions they might ask you in both scenarios. Now, once you get hired, you get sent off to a place called Core. Core is usually like at a hotel room in the area that you applied at. When you go to Core, you'll be in a group setting of other people who just got hired, and it's about 3 to 4 or 5 days of training, and they teach you a lot about the company, the history, the culture, tips and tricks, so that when you go to the store, you're a little bit more well-rounded than when you applied. Now, so after you finish your core, you will then attend the store that you're supposed to be working at. At the store that you're working at, you're going to do something called shadowing. Now, when you shadow, you're not really interacting with customers. You're just watching, and then slowly and surely you'll start integrating into the store, and you start talking to customers and helping them out. So that's the process. I had an amazing time working there. I worked there for about 2.5 years, I think, maybe more. I don't even remember. But I left for personal reasons. I wanted to do more with my life than sell people an awesome computer or an awesome phone. You know, I had a great time there. I think I would most likely apply to work there again because I had a really great time working there. I learned so much. It's a very busy, fast pace, so expect to be on your feet a lot. Another thing is dress code. When you show up for your one-on-one interview or your group interview, do not overdress. Do not wear a suit and tie. Do not underdress. Like, I wouldn't wear like some sloppy shorts or like just a busted old t-shirt, you know, that you wear around the house. You cut the grass in or something like that. You know, I would just dress casual, dress nice, you know, but don't overdo it. Don't put on too much cologne. The main thing that will look best on you is a smile. Honestly, just be happy, be excited, just be yourself. Just believe in yourself and you'll get it. If that's what they're looking for is you, then you'll get hired. If you don't get hired, it's okay. Just try again. And if you get a second interview, like let's say you interviewed and you didn't get it, you try again 2 months from now, interview again, they'll remember you and they'll see that tenacity that you want that position. So yeah, so check it out. If you have any other questions, you can hit me up below, and yeah, take it easy.